In this corner, welcome the legendary Bigfoot, the prototype for all car smashers. In the far corner, First Blood, a mean-stomping monster driven by a crowd favorite, Rob Bush. In just a few minutes, these two behemoths will lock horns for the U.S. Hot Rod Association Championships. ESPN, the world leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speed World.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. I'm Brent Kepner, and we'll be bringing you the action from the Silverdome here tonight with some of the biggest names in monster truck racing, including Bigfoot, First Blood, the Equalizer. They are all here for one of the richest and toughest events ever on the U.S. Hot Rod Association National Event Tour. It's gonna be wild.
But monster trucks are not the only predators in town. Cars beware, because fire-breathing, car-eating Wilbosaurus is hungry and out of control. Welcome to the 1991 Monster Truck Challenge Series. Welcome, everybody, to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, as we get ready for one of the more unusual monster truck battles on the U.S. Hot Rod Association trail this season so far. It's a circular monster truck course in which two trucks will battle at one time. We're in qualifying right now, and we'll be seeing solo runs with Mike Wine's Jersey Outlaw Ford up first against the clock. He'll be the first man to set the pace in this 8-truck qualified field. Two different sets of cars. Wine completes the first jump, now has to make a hard left turn, swing it around, and try and keep it straight to hit the second set of machines while completing one full lap as the elapsed time counter ticks away. Wine lands hard, brings it back around, and completes the first lap against the clock. As he crosses the center of the crush car section, the clock stops. The elapsed time for the New Jersey-based Ford, 29.67 seconds. That'll be the mark to beat as we continue qualifying here in the one-shot attempt to fill the field. And here is the crowd favorite and defending champion, Andy Brass out of St. Louis, Missouri, in the state-of-the-art Bigfoot Ford of Bob Chandler. The crowd already knows this is going to be a good one as Brass makes the first turn beautifully. A rather rough landing, but he hits the turn hard. The inside wheel's off the ground, and he turns too hard. But Brass straightens it back out and completes the run. The mark to beat, 29.67 seconds. Brass in Bigfoot runs 20.69 seconds. An incredible job for the defending champion, and the crowd loves it. Looking at the replay of that qualifying run, Brass had an unstable situation with the front end bouncing around, but he still stayed in the throttle and actually overdrove the turn, but straightened it out in time to clock a run that was some 9 seconds quicker than the mark to beat. Andy Brass takes over the pole as the next machine gets ready to pull up to the starting line, and it's one of the hottest young drivers in the sport today. Greg Holbrook, the 19-year-old out of Tennessee in the Equalizer GMC. A picture-perfect flight, and Holbrook manages to take the turn perfectly. Look at this, staggered steering as he goes over the second set of cars. That's sheer guts for the 19-year-old, but now he runs into engine problems as the motor stalls. And Holbrook barely manages to get it back underway, but that's going to hurt him big. Holbrook sends it into the last turn. Hopefully he won't have to use the stagger on the independent front and rear steering. And he'll complete the course with an elapsed time of 29.68 seconds, 1/100th of a second behind Mike Wine for the number 3 qualifying position at this point. We've got more high-flying action ahead as First Blood, Invader, and other main machines battle against the clock in monster qualifying. Plus, the outrageous antics of the 5-story tall terror known as Wilbosaurus. All that and more as the 1991 U.S.HRA Association Monster Truck Challenge Series continues. We're back at the Pontiac Silverdome, continuing with monster truck qualifying here at the U.S.HRA Association Monster Truck Challenge Series. A brand new monster machine, so new it's not even painted or lettered yet. Out of St. Louis, Missouri, it's Ray Perkowski and the new Invader with his shot in qualifying against the clock. And problems on the very first turn. Perkowski will get right back in the throttle, though, and try and salvage this run. But he's got major problems. It looks like possibly a broken steering linkage in the front. Something is dramatically wrong. Perkowski, I guess, still does have front steering, but he knows that there is some kind of mechanical malfunction that is keeping this thing from running anywhere near its potential. And Perkowski will take it back to the pits immediately. The elapsed time on the run, 1 minute, 12 seconds flat. That isn't going to help him a bit. Here's Rob Fusion, the first blood Ford. The 1989 Rookie of the Year takes the first turn perfectly and now sets his sight with an unsponsored home-built truck on knocking Bigfoot out of the pole. He brings it around beautifully on the last turn. 20.69 seconds. Fuge runs 20.43 seconds. And the underdog moves into the #1 spot. Incredible run. On the starting line out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Jim Thomas and the barely tame Ford. Thomas rather conservative around the first turn as he lines up with the second set of cars. But look at this, a staggered driving style just like the equalizer, using the independent front and rear steering to straighten the truck out. Even more problems on the second turn as Thomas brings it back around. The elapsed time for Thomas, 27.55 seconds, and that won't help him a bit.
When you think of monster trucks, you think of cars, crush cars. When you think of crush cars, you've got to think of an awful lot of them. Almost 2,000 of them per year at U.S.HRA Association events. One thing a lot of fans always ask is, where do the crush cars come from? There's no better man to ask than the man that supplies them to the event here at the Centrum, Pat Santa Maria. Pat, where do the cars come from?
Well, we have a contract that we sell for the city of Worcester, and probably throughout the year, we accumulate about 5,000 junk vehicles. And we junk most of them. We save some of them for the shows, but to get these cars ready, we have to comply with city laws, state laws, and federal laws, such as it probably takes about 3 hours to get each car ready for a crush. We have to take the gas tanks out, take the batteries out. We have to blow the gas lines out. We have to tie down the trunks and tie the doors, the windows, so no glass splatters out to the people in the audience. The first thing here is with all the shows is safety. We don't want the people in the stands to get hurt, and especially the drivers of the trucks, because if one of those get out of control, who knows what could happen.
No doubt about it. There's always some interesting angle to go into one of these events, but the crush cars themselves are quite a story.
Still to come in the 1991 U.S.HRA Association Monster Truck Challenge Series, monster truck eliminations, and the terror of Robosaurus. Stay with us.